Well, I've spent about maybe 10,000 hours in a studio like this, working really hard on the blend of hip-hop, pop music, and what we call liturgical dance. As a believer in many, many things that are positive, I also believe that you need to be able to blend things in a way that gets people excited. So when it comes to hip-hop dance, I'm usually on the cutting edge of it to communicate a positive message. When it comes to big shows, like when I did the thing with Aretha Franklin and Janet Jackson at Radio City Music Hall, that was a real opportunity for me to stretch my imagination and be bigger. And the choreography that I did for that show was really about making sure that the general audience, which was about 8 million people on TV, that they would be able to understand the detail of the choreography. I also had the opportunity to work with some basketball players on a major show in Florida at Disney World. And one of the things that I also stressed with that show was making sure that even though you're bouncing balls on rhythm and trying to do this kind of hip-hop thing, make sure that it's easy for the people way in the back to understand. So my background in theater helps that to happen, but most importantly, my background in hip-hop music, being signed to Warner Brothers myself, being signed to Mercury Polygram and also Hop Knox Music. These are major record labels that are all about promoting and projecting the positive when the music is positive. But lastly, the thing that I'm most excited about is being able to see a developing artist, seeing someone turn into who they're going to become. I was mentored by Dick Scott, the legendary manager and artist developer for Motown. He created what was called Motown University, which was all about giving each artist an edge. Whether they looked good, how they talked, how they smiled when they met people, how they were able to converse and so on. All of that stuff, I learned that from Dick Scott, and I was actually managed by him for about 3 years and mentored with him for about 4 years. Also, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough was one of my mentors, and he was the person who worked with Beyonce and Destiny's Child. He put them on the map. He was part of that executive team that showed them how to become the big phenomenon they became. And now you look at Beyonce, she's doing quite well. So I was mentored by these two giants. Dick Scott went on to finally manage the New Kids on the Block, and you know how big they were. So when it comes to an artist being developed, this is really what I have been mentored to do, and also what I love to do. Once again, living in studios for practically half of my life, I've been able to take the good things, the positive things that I've learned from touring in Europe, touring the United States, being on TV, winning Emmy Awards with Zoom Show and Fetch with Rough Ruffman and Design Squad and all those TV shows. And I've been able to package that into my own brand of teaching people and also still performing. I'm still doing all of it myself. I think the best teachers are also the best practitioners. So that's really my story to a degree. And what I'm excited about is seeing new initiatives really take off, and that's what I'm really good at doing. So that's my story.